Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another edition of Bolt Blitz Uncut. I'm your host, Booga Peters, the guy with the most STDs avoided. Thank you for joining us this evening. I've, of course, got my trusty steed and producer extraordinaire, Kyle Nash, sitting in the wings. But more importantly, as we have a show titled The Vibe at the Bolt after the big W over KC, might as well be a boots on the ground guy here to join us as well. Of the Sporting Tribune and, of course, of Compas on the Beat, our guy, Fernando Ramirez. Fernando, big victory over KC. What is the vibe at? What's the vibe like at the Bolt? And how are you feeling covering a team that just did something we didn't necessarily expect to happen?
Well, thank you so much for having me back on. I thought you were spot on with that. I mean, it's different. The atmosphere last week before they went to Brazil just felt like they were at an ease. They were very calm. I spoke to Keenan Allen at length about everything that went on. I that's why I kind of told people when I released the article about Keenan and how he made his return, I was like, hey, like, this is very long, but I think there's a lot of really good stuff in there. And he basically told me, like, yeah, I feel something different. And I asked him, Keenan, you've been around Mike McCoy, Anthony Lynn, Brandon Staley, even Eberflus. Like, does this feel different? He's like, yeah, it does. He's like, it just feels different. I kind of feel like they think, and the one guy I don't want to take I don't want this to come off as the wrong way, but Anthony Lynn was a man's man, a coach's, like, he was a good coach. He did a lot of really good things, but for the other guys, it's like you have an adult in the room now. And that's what it kind of feels like when Jim Harbaugh's there. And like I said, Anthony Lynn was very well respected by everybody except for maybe one player wasn't too happy that Anthony Lynn was there, but that's a conversation for another day.
Desmond King.
Huh?
I accidentally said Desmond King because I know he's at least one.
No, I was gonna go somebody that has multiple children, but that's where I'm gonna leave it.
Oh, yeah. Leave it there.
Yeah, I'll leave it there. But I definitely think that there was a different vibe. The guys were excited. Like, it was funny. Guys were downloading movies and stuff like that. And I asked Tarheeb still, what are you doing? He's like, I'm watching film. He's like, that's what I'm going to be doing, flying down there. Like, I'm only in my second year. I need to watch film. And it's funny because towards the end of the article, I put that down there on purpose because I wanted to see if people would read it or not. But I don't know if people did. Everybody was like, oh, great article, this, that, that. I thought what was funny was one of the first few days Keenan got there, like, Tarheeb still tells him, oh, hey, nice to meet you. He's like, I'm going to be in your ass. And he's like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, I'm going to be all over you. Like, you better get ready. And Tarheeb's like, oh, crap. Okay. Like, let's go. Like, I want this. It. So guys are challenging each other. They're really excited. I don't know if you listened to the Derwin James, to his link, mic'd up thing, but he said, we've been like, this is what we grinded for. That's why we had more practices in training camp than any other team. This is what we're here for. And I thought you saw the way that guy stepped up. Troy Dye stepped up when Denzel Perryman went down. Dante Jackson, I was telling people, hey, watch out for this guy. He was a good tackler, stopping guys right before they got the first down. So I was
aggressive, and you don't expect that out of a guy with that frame and size.
Exactly. So I was pretty impressed with them, to say the least. I'll be up there tomorrow, so I'm interested to see what the vibe is going into this Raider week, because it's not the Marty Schottenheimer Raider week like it used to be, where Marty would be like, guys, it's Raider week. Like, this is what it's all about. We want to beat them. We want to beat them bad and all that. So, but it definitely is a big week, because what's going to be asked about tomorrow, I'm sure, is going to be Jim Harbaugh versus Pete Carroll. So, which is going to be fun to hear what he has to say about it.
I got to tell you right now, my least favorite thing about being a Chargers fan nowadays is the fact that, I swear, even the old heads like me, everybody's forgotten what Raider week was like. It used to be
but that's because guys don't talk about it nowadays. Like, I'm going to be honest. And this is because I've kind of, my brother's a teacher, so I kind of see the way this new generation doesn't care about what happened in the past. They don't care about that stuff.
Sure.
A lot of these kids coming up, and it's not just athletes, they think they invented the sport. and they're the
Yeah.
and like I remember when LT, and I talked about it again when I was with you last time. LT came in and he said, I talked to Emmitt Smith, Eric Dickerson, I talked to all these guys, and I asked them, what can I do to have a lengthy career? I mean, it's not like, I think I heard Jaden Daniels was the one that went around last year out of the draft class asking veterans, what can I do? How can I have a lengthy career? He asked Tom Brady, he asked a bunch of guys. And that's the thing. You just have to pick the brain of the generation that just left before you. And these guys just don't do it, which is very unfortunate because those guys have the blueprint for you. I mean, you saw what happened with Amari and Hampton. Like, he went out of bounds, and who comes in and talks in his ear? Marshawn Lynch.
Now, I know who's a photographer with absolutely fucking love.
So, yeah, exactly. So I mean, if he can just take that and take what he got from Marshawn, he'll be in a good spot. So it's about that, like reaching out to former pros and just saying, hey, what did you do that I can do? I mean, that's just my 2 cents, to be honest.
No, I love it. So since we're sticking on that point, because we're going to right now, when we talk about that number 10, Justin Herbert, he's had conversations with NFL greats for however many years he's been in the league. I don't know whether or not they're just starting to hit home, but it sure felt like a different Justin Herbert. I just mean a confidence level that I don't know if it's because he buys into the roster, the game plan, or maybe it's a combination of all things, especially maybe because he's healthy, but he really did look like a guy that we've been begging and hoping and praying he would be this whole time. It's not just hype. That first game, it was incredibly impressive. To see him that healthy, he was as confident as I've ever seen him. Are they talking about that in the building? Are players there like, yeah, this is the guy, other than Keenan, who just joined? But hey, that's a huge ramp up if you're getting it from Keenan.
Yeah, no, Keenan even said he felt different, that when he saw Justin, he's like, he feels a lot different. Because I asked him about that, and he just said he feels more confident. I don't know if you read Albert Breer's piece, but he said that Greg Roman went to Oregon during the offseason to sit down with Justin. And I asked somebody else, and they told me it was a pretty lengthy visit that Greg was out there. And
we still don't have the actual time frame on how long he was out there, but it doesn't sound like it was a weekend. Like it was like they spent some time together.
Yeah. And it was to get to know him. And I really feel like they didn't know how good he was. And then last year he missed a lot of time during training camp. And man, the Chargers should have paid us beat writers to be there for those practices, because it was really bad. Like, it was so bad. Like, I remember the joint practice against the Rams. Nobody was over on the Chargers offensive side, because we all knew what was going to happen. Yeah. Everybody was over on the defensive side. But I thought that was very smart of them, because Shane Day already has a really good relationship with Justin. It's Greg Roman that doesn't have a good, not that he doesn't have a good relationship, but he doesn't know Justin to that extent. I feel like that's what they did. And I feel like the design, a lot of people really hated on Greg Roman last year. And my thought process was, he's never had a quarterback like this. Like, he's learning. Jim Harbaugh's learning. Like, they're all three of those guys are learning how to be together. And he didn't have the weaponry. And I know people, they like to pile on Q, and Q really was the reason why the receiving group was good last year they were winning games at the beginning because Q was kind of carrying it a bit. And then when Ladd McConkey kind of emerged, that's when Ladd was the consistent one, and Q kind of had up and down performances. But I think now that you have Keenan in the building, you have a run game that I know they didn't run well, but they went with the Philadelphia. I thought they kind of went with the Philly strategy in the Super Bowl, where it was run the football as much as we can, but our plays are going to come out of taking shots down the field. And that's what they did. They were taking shots. Even the one where Keenan kind of dropped at the beginning of the game, that was a dot by Herbert that he could have brought in. But Herbert was moving very well in the pocket. Another thing that I got from the Greg Roman piece that Albert Breer did was they want him moving around more. They want him running. They want him
Well,
extending
now that
plays
he's
with his
healthy, I
legs.
mean, Fernando, let's be honest.
Last year, he wasn't healthy at all during the whole season. I think the leg sleeve, by the way, is just a look thing now. Like, I kind of feel like he's been out. He's been photographed by TMZ. By the way, TMZ and Justin Herbert, I never would have thought that would be a thing, but he's been shown with it on and stuff. I think it's just an aesthetic thing now. But I really
even
think
when he's on a date, like I don't know.
exactly, with a leg sleeve on, with a Ouija, or not a Ouija board. Sorry, with what was the game? Sorry, what was the game called? It was some game that I
Rummy.
Yeah. So my bad, a Ouija board. That's my bad.
Can you imagine? No, we shouldn't. Never mind. Keep going.
Yeah, no. but just lastly, I just really thought that Justin showed that, hey, I am a force to be reckoned with. It does feel different, but that was their first test. They're gonna have a lot of tests this year. The Raiders are gonna be a very big test. I know that they didn't look particularly that well against the Patriots, but they're gonna come at the Chargers with something new. And then the Broncos are going to be a huge test. I think the Commanders also is going to be an interesting test for them, even the Giants. But just it seemed like everything kind of held up. The offensive line, the quarterback, even the run game. I thought at times Omarion looked like he was one like there was a couple times where the guys were holding on for dear life, and if they didn't hold on, they knew Omarion was going to take off. So, But yeah, Justin had a masterful game that I don't think we had seen him play in quite some time.
Well, and everybody's kind of been waiting for it with bated breath, just all excited. And we're getting over to the comments over here. And Kegs, you're absolutely right. You know, it doesn't feel the same, the Raiders Chargers rivalry with them being in Vegas and the Chargers being in Los Angeles. It does feel different. It does feel different. That being said, it doesn't mean that we can't pick that back up. I mean, when I was a kid, you're nervous all week during Raider week because it doesn't matter. You throw the records out the window. I wasn't even near San Diego nor Los Angeles or anywhere, Oakland.
Because you're a nomad.
Well, I do move around a little bit. It's because I cause a little bit of trouble every now and then, but that's none of your business. But
by the way, I loved your intro, by the way, when you talked about yourself. Like, I thought that was actually pretty funny when you're like,
I'm just telling people the truth. It's weird, man. It's just it's a weird life. It's all weird for all of us, and I wish more people understood that, or at least tried to understand that, and maybe they'd cut some fuckers some slack every now and then. I don't mean me. I can handle it just fine. But hey, so it's a different Justin Herbert. It's a different vibe around the bowl. Well, I mean, listen, this is an 11-6 team that, despite the fact that they were embarrassed against the Houston Texans, that was not the Justin Herbert that we've seen. And by the way, when everybody's talking about the playoff performance against the Texans, why does nobody talk about the fact that two of those interceptions were on Disley, and I can't even remember the other receiver, but they were not even on Justin Herbert. They were bobbled.
The other one was on Ladd.
It was McConkey. But nobody likes to bring that up. It was a foreign.
Well, that doesn't fit a narrative. Like the narrative, and you heard what Ryan Clark basically said on ESPN, and it just feels like that's just a big narrative to go on, and it does get ridiculous because I mean the players here, like I remember Braden Fehoko used to get really mad in the locker room whenever Ocho would say stuff. Like guys get pissed off, and that's why if you heard like Keenan and Derwin were on YouTube with Kay Adams and with Cam Newton, and they said no, he's different. Like he feels very different. He looks different. I asked around, and people in the facility were telling me there's a different look to him this year. Like it feels like he's laser focused. And I mean, obviously, it's just off of what I've read, but people said that in Manning's 6th year, he looked different. He felt different. It's like he had taken his game to a new level. Now, Justin's very different from Peyton. Justin doesn't turn the ball over the way Peyton did. He can run. He can take off. He can do a lot of different things. I think his arm is a lot stronger than what Peyton Manning's arm is. But yeah,
right.
Yeah. So yeah, he has a howitzer. So he definitely is different than him. But I really think that Justin just needs to, if the offense around him can stay healthy. I mean, again, Greg Roman did a really good job of mixing and matching Quentin, Ladd, and Keenan. All three of those guys touched the ball, and then you added another 50 yards from Conklin. That's what you want. You want to be able to spread the ball around. I know people are focused on numbers, and they want Ladd to have huge numbers and Keenan to have huge numbers and QJ to catch the ball, I guess. But I really think, well, that's the narrative. But I really think that the reason why they did this, and again, I mentioned it the first time I was on with you, they're slowly, everybody's like, well, what about Trey and KLS? Relax. Like,
I know.
wait, it's gonna take them some time. Like, I'm sure there was a moment on because I think I saw that KLS had more snaps than Trey, but Trey got a catch. But what I would just tell people is relax. Like, those guys are going to be brought in slowly, but surely, but slowly, they're going to be brought up, and I think they're going to be fine. Howitzers a week. Okay. Well, I don't know. But my
John is Mr. Army.
Yeah, I know, for real.
Dude, so I try not to argue with his
that's why I didn't say
howitzers. That being said, we understand what it's from and what it means here.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Like, he basically has a cannon.
Not just a cannon. I would be willing to argue with anybody. I don't know that too many people would be able to say too much in a valid argument that he's got the strongest arm in the entire league. What, Anthony Richardson? Where's he at? Is he? Oh, that's right. He's still trying to figure out how to get in a game.
But again, we went through this discussion last time you had me on. It's not essentially his fault. It's teams not going through the Bill Parcells mantra of let them play 24 games. Let's see what they are. Like, all of a sudden, Arch is really good after being really bad against Ohio State. I'm like, just let him play. What are we doing? Just let him play.
Well, and damn it, man, he's been so patient too, sitting behind. It's weird to see the treatment of Arch, but I guess nothing via the internet.
We've gone into a new era of media where now, like, anybody can have an opinion, anybody can be on social media, anybody can say anything. And when Peyton was out there, it was like MySpace. So nobody, Peyton didn't have a MySpace, so they didn't give a crap. And now it's like everybody and their mother has an opinion. Like, the other day at Costco, my brother and I were leaving Costco, and we're like, oh yeah, Arch. Like, it was on Saturday. I was like, oh yeah, Arch was having a good game. And some guy turns and he goes, really? I think that guy sucks. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, wow, I guess I'm
just trying to get my items in bulk. I don't want to talk football right now.
No, well, I was just like, damn, like, okay, like, the kid's only had one start this year, but I guess like he's okay. But yeah, my bad. I just don't like I don't like that kind of stuff, but I get it. I mean, everybody just, what have you done for me lately? And unfortunately, that's the kind of generation we are in.
Fernando, real quick, and we'll let you go here soon because we know that you actually have your own show to do here very shortly. Looking at the backfield, were you surprised at all at the way that the snaps and the carries were divvied up between Marion Hampton and Najee Harris, or was that kind of what you expected? I mean, it was more of an 85-15 thing, and I expected a little more like a 65-35, maybe in 60-40. Your thoughts?
I think it's because they're easing Najee back into it. You want to give this kid as much as he can handle, and I feel like they know what he can handle. I'm really interested because, again, the Chiefs' run defense is one of the best in the NFL. No matter what anybody thinks of them and everything, they're gonna put their nose into the guy with the ball in his hands. So I know it was week one. Everybody's like 48 yards. Really, I'm kind of like, just give the kid a little bit of time. He's gonna pick it up. I think the Raiders like, if you notice, the Patriots stopped running the football at one point, and it's like, why? Henderson was like actually running the ball well against the Raiders defense. So I'm interested to see how they scheme up this weekend, or Monday night, how they scheme up. Oh, that's gonna suck for you. 10 p.m. That's gonna.
I know.
But I really
good idea for a post game show.
First he shits on me for the howitzer, and now he's like, he has more of an eye for the role. What are we doing? So I really think that Hampton's gonna be the one that is the main back. But I still like there was times where if you guys noticed, Najee he would have a good block here and there. I thought both of them were actually pretty good. Like they blocked pretty well.
They were solid in pass pro.
Yeah, so
I didn't see anything bad.
That's what they want. That's what they want. They want guys that can do pass pro. Unfortunately, the guys from last year, JK was decent at it. Gus was for some reason like
he was his whole season was weird though.
Yeah,
Fernando. Before we let you go,
the only game was the Bronco game where he showed up.
Yeah, but
that like 75 yards, and that was
anything about his time with the Chargers.
Yeah.
New Greg Roman, old Greg Roman, somewhere in between. The Greg Roman that we saw said we're going to be aggressive with the pass. It felt almost like an okey doke. Like, I got you. Y'all think we're going to run it all game long. Did you expect it to be a highly touted passing attack, or the fact that, hey, we're going into Vegas? I almost said Oakland. And it's going to be a more run-focused attack. Like, did you expect the passing attack first week, and do they get back to Greg Roman ball in week 2?
I thought the only reason why I thought they were going to they were going to go pass heavy was when the inactives came out, and they had both Tucker Fisk and Aronde Gadsden. I was like, oh, wow, they're going full 6 receivers, full out blitz. I'm like, okay, they must have seen something in tape and in film that told them, yeah, you can pass against these guys. I really think, and I know people are not going to want to hear this because they want Justin in the MVP discussions. I mean, if I was a fan myself, I'd rather want them in Super Bowl contention. Who cares about? You'd rather him win the Super Bowl MVP than the league MVP. So it's like, what does that matter as long as they're winning football games? I really think that it's going to be a game by game emphasis. Like, if there's a team that they notice, oh, they can't stop the run worth a lick. Okay, shit, let's go throw our 2 backs in there and let's go run heavy with both of those guys. But the thing is, again, Kansas City fell for the play action. Teams are gonna fall for the play action if your run game does well. So I really think that they're gonna go game by game. But again, if they really feel, again, they have one of the best weapons in the NFL in Justin Herbert. So why wouldn't you at times throw the football, do everything that you need to do? I still think Justin's going to get his – I think they're going to go 50-50. I think that's the way – 50-50. Sometimes it'll be 45-55. Other times they're going to mix and match. But I really think that they're going to want to ease Justin's workload. And at times, if they feel like they can take advantage of the run, then they'll do it. But another guy I really want to shout out, Joe Alt. I thought he was – incredible. Mekhi Becton, when he wasn't like out, when he was out on the field, because I knew he had to take a couple breathers here and there. I thought Mekhi Becton was great. Now it sucks that you can't see Joe Alt and Mekhi Becton on the same side.
On the same side, I know.
They'd be wrecking guys. But by the way, I really believe this now. I know it's only one game. It's going to be tough for Joe Alt to be moved back to right tackle. If he has an all-pro year, because if you look at the rest of the left tackles, there's not really anybody like Joe, as young as Joe, as good as Joe. And I'm kind of like, oh, wow, if he gets an all-pro, I think it's going to be very tough to tell him, hey, bud, great job with the all-pro, but you got to move your ass back to right tackle. So, and by the way, his offensive line coach from Notre Dame told me no matter where you put that kid, he's going to be an all-pro. So he is something different. And I remember people wanted Malik Neighbors, and I'm like, I think Joe Alt's
going to. Where are those cats right now? They're real quiet.
I know.
I know. Fernando of the Sporting Tribune, and of course the host of Compas on the Beat, which is about to take place. Fernando, anything you're working on that you want to put out there for people to make sure to pay attention to?
I might have something tomorrow. I don't want to jinx myself before I go into the locker room, but I'm hoping off of one of the topics that we talked about today, I'm hoping I can build a story on that and see what a young player thought about a certain running back, talking to him, a legend of the game. I want to see what he had to say about that. But yeah, that's basically what I'm working on right now. You never know, something could pop off, but as of right now, that's basically what I'm going to be working on. And again, thank you so much for having me on, and I got you anytime you need me.
See, that's the thing that I love about guys that are true friends, even after a little lapse in friendship, because I kept trying to die I'm done dying, at least for now.
Holy
We're
shit.
back here on Bolt Blitz Uncut. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Fernando Ramirez. Fernando, appreciate you so much. We always value his time here. The vibe at the Bolt seems to be pretty damn good, Kyle. Seems to be everybody's in high spirits. Sounds like, though, all the fans are buying into this new Greg Roman, if you will. Sounds like Nando is more kind of geared towards be prepared for it to level itself out and be a little more 50-50 type of run to pass stuff.
Well, hey, and listen, man, for me, I can see why the Bolt bureaucracy is that excited. And I get, well, listen, and I don't mean to pull your take out, because I kind of agree with it to an extent. And our good friend 80 Simons said the predictable thing. Calm the down. Well,
he did.
Calm the fuck down. Okay, he's not Scottish either. But like, I hear that. Here's the thing. Give the fans just the extra day to celebrate, right? Friday game, only game in Brazil in lieu of a home game against a rival team that's the AFC champion and against Patrick LaVon Mahomes II.
Whew.
It's okay to be a little excited for this one.
Feels that way, doesn't it? I'll tell you. I didn't get excited because I've been a Chargers fan for too long, but the longer the game wore on, if you will, it did start to feel like it was just a little bit different. Each time I expected the Chiefs to make a play, the defense stepped up big. When the Chiefs did make plays and put points on the board, the Chargers were very, very solid at responding and putting points of their own on the board.
The Booga.
Nice to see that shit.
We got somebody in the green room that the whole reason this actually happened was that the Chargers wanted to give him a birthday gift. What's going on, son?
Yeah. Hey, hold on. First of all, let me fix myself. There we go. First of all, I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, we just got one more day to celebrate. Hell no. We're celebrating all the way until kickoff Monday. No, look, man, if everybody knows, we've been through so much misery and downtrodden stuff. No. Oh, that was your Super Bowl. You're damn right it was.
You're damn right it was.
Every time we win, it is like the Super Bowl. I don't want to hear this. Well, wait a minute. No, hell no. We're not doing that anymore. We're not doing it. No.
Rob, you see it on the screen. You know,
Yeah.
we've talked enough. Well, maybe not enough. I don't know if you could talk enough about putting Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes in their place for a minute, but it is Raider week. We opened the show with me kind of lamenting on how Raider week is not what it used to be because I'm an old head.
Yeah.
You're also a fellow old head, so I really like bringing that shit up too.
Yeah.
Raider week used to mean something different. When did it go? When did it go astray? And is it like John had called out, John Kegley, who's a part of Bolt Blitz as well? Was it when the Raiders went to Vegas and it's just like, the Chargers are in LA, Raiders are in Vegas, it's just different? Or is there a way for us to bring this shit back and make Raider week be what it was, the most hated week, 2 weeks out of the season?
I don't want it back. I want our foots on the necks of the Raiders so
You
bad.
want them to be as irrelevant as possible.
But I'll answer your question. To be honest, you know what? It wasn't even the Raiders. It was us. When we moved, it was over. It was over. When we moved, it was done. I don't know. Were you guys at the last Raider game in Qualcomm?
I was not.
I was there, and it was so many. I believe the entire end zone got arrested. Like there's videos on YouTube if you look it up. But when we moved, when we went to Carson, and that was done. Because by the time the Raiders did their thing in Vegas, it's over with. Now it could come back. You know, we both got great coaches. It could come back at some time, but as long as they are, it's not going to be worth a damn. No.
It doesn't feel to me like it can go back. I'm sorry, my son's friends hang out here too often. So do my daughter's friends. This new group of teenagers, I don't know that they have that fire built in them to really give a fuck about anything sports related. Even the athletic ones. That being said, I don't know if it has to come back, but it was just, even as a kid, and boy, does this maybe say a little too much about my personality. But as a kid, I really liked the fact that there was a bad guy to like, yes, this is the other part of the movie. This is these are the bad guys. The good guys are going to win no matter what. Well, it's been a while since the Chargers were habitual winners. It's Raider week, and I'm not going to suggest at all that I'm not too concerned about this upcoming game. It's a Monday night game. It's the Raiders-Chargers. Doesn't throw out the records, I guess. But what concerns you the most about the Raiders, Rob? And do you expect this to be one of those spectacles that the NFL wants it to be, with it being a Monday night game in week 2? Because it's part of a doubleheader.
It's not even the Raiders that scare me. It's us.
I know.
It's us because it's like we, and I say we, fuck that. It's like I'm on the roster.
I love that you corrected yourself. I love it. Keep rolling. Keep rolling, though.
Like we play such a great game. It's like, all right, now can we continue this against a lesser opponent, right? That's what it boils down to. You know, what was making me upset was everybody in the nation was acting like Herbert played the best game ever. And if you watch Herbert, we've seen Herbert like that. We've seen Herbert in Minnesota throw for 400 plus 4 touchdowns. We've seen this before. But it was on that national level against the Chiefs. So when it comes to the Raiders, it's nothing that I'm afraid of when it comes to them, only because Bowers is hurt.
you beat me to the punch, you motherfucker. Good shit.
Yeah, Bowers is hurt, and then Geno is not mobile. We're gonna get sacks on Geno.
Thank you.
And we're gonna get sacks on Geno. He's not gonna be Mahomes. He's not gonna be Superman throwing passes. We could get pressure on Geno, and as long as we stop that run and put it on Geno's shoulders, we're good. And I think that's what's gonna happen.
The last rewind I'm going to do to the game against the Chiefs, and I know y'all felt this. It sure felt like Mahomes and Herbert were kind of doing the dueling run shit, and they both wanted to one-up the next dude. And let me tell you right now, one cat ended with that fucking glorious slide at the end. Y'all have seen it all over the internet. Whoo, did that feel good? And you know what I loved about his his post-game press conference? He literally said, well, I could probably work on ball security during that slide. Come on! Come on, man!
Well, if you remember, I said that was one of the things I wanted to see Herbert do was get out of the pocket and run.
And let's go. Well, a healthy Herbert can do that all day, but a banged-up Herbert, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and we didn't get to see it because, like you say, he's been banged up. Like I've been listening to podcasts and watching these shows. I'm watching Club Shay Shay and, you know, Shannon Sharp's talking about, I didn't know he was that athletic. That's because you haven't watched him. You haven't watched this dude. He's been doing this since
Oregon and before.
Yeah.
No, it's ridiculous. I love that it's like, oh, there's this newfound Justin Herbert. To me, it's not necessarily that. It's not that it's a newfound Herbert. We know what he could do. We saw what he could do at Oregon with his legs. He won a lot of games with his legs, by the way, in college especially. And people saying he can't win big games. He won a couple of big games in college. We've seen him do what he did against the Chiefs, which was, it's the first game of the year, but it's still clutch time for him.
Yeah.
I love that you brought up the fact that we just saw, as Charger fans, we saw more of what we've already experienced. Everyone's acting like this is this newfound fucking brilliant. Oh, my God, this is brand new. No, this is what he can do when he's healthy. By the way, the O-line, I don't give a fuck what PFF graded them out as. They were all right. They were pretty solid.
Hold on. I know all the modeling bullshit you and A.D. Simons have been dragging me through all preseason, and you finally fucking admitted it. Thank you.
Yeah, I know. They played well. They played really well. I don't care how PFF graded them. There was they in certain plays they left a lot to be desired, but when it counted, there was just enough time for Herbert to do what he needs to do and what he's capable of doing. And I'm sorry that this was a wake-up call to the rest of the league, but Buck D, you're not surprised. This is what he can do. Imagine once he starts to build a bigger rapport with some of these young receivers. He's still clearly got it with Keenan. Ladd, those guys are obviously perfectly fine. What do you expect out of this offense moving forward, especially if the O-line continues to gel?
So I expect a better running game, a more leaning on the running game, because what's going to happen is now everyone's scouting, we got to do, whenever we put Keenan and Ladd on one side and we got QJ on the other, they're going to think, oh man, they're going to spread us out. They're going to do all this. I think our game plan changes week to week. And what I feel like is we got to let the youngster get those carries. Once we let the youngster get the carries, we're untouchable. Now, the thing that I took from this game last week into this week is our defense stepped up. We would use the field goals that we gave away, the 3 and outs, those were usually touchdowns and field goals.
Yeah.
We were stopping.
There were points one way or another.
Yeah. And look, we did the bend and don't break in the second half, but I don't care. As long as we have teams 3 and out, stalling out, kicking field goals, and we're scoring touchdowns, we're good.
It was one of those things to where as you're watching the game kind of unfold, as nervous as I want, my body and my mind needs and wants to be to protect myself from the inevitable. It felt like you could shake it off each moment at a time. It's a different Chargers outfit this year. And sure, it's easy to buy into the Harbaugh hype, but damn it, man, listen, he's won everywhere he's been.
They look
different. The hype, is it? Maybe it's just proof.
I think they look different. It's not that nervousness. I think we as fans are way more nervous than we should be because, it's different. This really feels different. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's just one game. Yes. Have you been through one Charger game as a Charger fan? If you haven't, don't tell me. Don't talk to me about it. It feels different. And I know the Raiders are going to be up for us. I don't give a damn if the Raiders are 1-6.
Throw the records out. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They're going to play, but I love our odds because we're on that high from last week, and I just feel like our defense is going to shine even more this week because, to be honest, they have a lesser offense, especially with their stud out.
If I may be so bold, gentlemen, some of the trauma previous in the past you had to deal with is so real that another team dealt with it when Younghoe Koo missed a kick to botch the game for the Falcons against the Bucs. I'm just putting it all in perspective, gentlemen.
That was us for so many seasons and so many games.
And so many.
I used to get so mad at Koo because Koo turned out to be like the best kicker until Dicker came across. He was over in Atlanta killing it for a long time. I was like, why the hell wasn't he doing that for us? But he must have had his old Charger shirt up under his jersey because he came and did what.
One of them shoulder pads.
Understand what just happened is the Niner fan and the guy that's the host for 2 other podcasts pointed out Younghoe Koo. That should tell you how often and how long you've been dealing with the trauma. Rob, this was what I was trying to tell people earlier with the, well, settle the fuck down. It's one game. Y'all,
no,
let him have this one. It's okay.
One game is worth like 2.5 years of your real life as a Chargers fan. Like you age each game. I'm actually 46, feel 89. It's just it comes with the territory. It's fucked up because and Rob brought this up earlier. The Chargers have a tendency historically when it's weird because, it doesn't matter who the head coach or the GM is or whatever. They play down to the lesser teams.
Yes.
They have a tendency to play up to the better teams.
Right.
It always has felt like there's something that's going to happen at the end where the Chargers end up giving it away. But they were right in there, so it just gives the media and us Chargers fans just enough hope to hang in there with them. And, well, if they just change these few spots on the roster, you know what, though? I'm doing all this bagging on them. It feels different. It feels different this year. Not just because we talked to Nando, who's been at the Bowl. We've talked to so many different people who've been there, boots on the ground. You saw it. You saw it against the Chiefs. You saw a Jim Harbaugh coach game against an Andy Reid coach game, who Andy Reid has been setting the bar for quite some time. Jesse Minter, kudos, brother.
Yes.
I mean, come on. Jesse Minter, the game plan that he called, absolutely brilliant, which leads me to my next point. And if AD is still listening, Greg Roman. Mr. Greg Roman, boy.
Yes.
So many horrible things about you when you were hired.
Give him his flowers.
I'm so sorry. I'm so
Give him
sorry.
his flowers.
All the flowers, man. I'm talking Deschutes up the road. There's a flower festival. I'm in Michigan. We got the Holland tulips. Even an hour past that, we got all the flowers out here. I'm telling you right now,
I did not.
everybody expected them to run the ball over and over again. No. Herbie was running more than anybody, really. It felt like he was at least prepared to do so within the structure of the pass play, mind you. It was only when he had to get out. And it just felt like a Chargers team that said, hey, we know you expect us to run. We can do that too. But we're gonna get you with 10, and we're going to allow him to decide how this offense is run. I don't know about you, Buck D, but when I think more about Justin Herbert being given the reins and maybe allowed to make a few decisions here and there, in addition to what Greg Roman supplies him with, I feel like that's in the best interest of the team. Justin Herbert making more decisions, good idea, bad idea, where do you stand?
No, it's a great idea. And I'm going to tell you the one play that stuck out to me. On the last drive, it was first down. We're in our own territory. The old Chargers, we would not have trusted our quarterback. We would have ran the ball. Not only did we not run the ball, we ran a play action with the tight end out. Move the chains right off the bat. That lets me know, hey, we are being aggressive. We have the players to do it. We just never had the mentality of the coaches allowing them to do it. But I see that, to me, when he ran that play, I was like, oh my gosh. Because that's when I was getting nervous. I was like, okay, here we go. We're going to run the ball twice.
Preparing yourself for failure.
It's going to be 3rd and long. We're going to ask Herbert to play hero ball. No. And I love it. We just got to continue that.
Yeah, let's give coaches a little bit more flowers on this. I mean, there's some Holland tulip schmack here on the show. I did not have that on the bingo card. Go Booga. I wasn't ready. I'll give you a bell for that. But can we please also mention the other elephants in the room? You mentioned Greg Roman, guys. Hey, how about Jim Harbaugh being pretty damn famous for running the football? How about every bit of alleged conventional wisdom that keeps Patrick Mahomes II off the field saying, hey, you better run this mother-loving ball. So what do? You think ahead and think, hey, maybe this guy who's allegedly a potentially GOAT coach might know we're going to try to run the ball. Let's throw some play action in there. It's a beautiful thing, gentlemen.
Yeah.
What if it just told all of us, we're not worried, we're not afraid. Like against the Kansas City Chiefs, they literally came out and said, we are this year's Chargers, whatever that may look like, but we're going to be who we are from start to finish. And they really were, by the way. And I think it was enough of both the run game and the pass game on offense. It was enough of the stop and the run and also dropping enough back via the defense. They were multifaceted in all 3 phases of the game, also including special teams. I don't even want to do all this goofy shit, but it feels a little bit different over here for now. Buck D, we've been Charger fans for a minute, and you see this stuff, and it's not just that it feels different. It's that the people that would usually be tearing this shit up, and it's just the Chargers. It's early in the year. It's just one game. Everybody's kind of jumping on that bandwagon early because they don't want to be left off.
I don't want to be hurt again.
Neither do the fans, but Buck D, people are trying to make money off this shit, and you're seeing some of the biggest names out there. Oh, different Justin Herbert. Oh, different Greg Roman.
No.
Your thoughts now that people are trying to sneak on the bandwagon. As far as I'm concerned, we got room for everybody, but y'all better stay with that same tone the whole season long.
After Monday night, it's going to get worse.
Good.
Because I feel like Kansas City is going to lose this week. I feel like
they've got the Eagles, don't they?
Ooh. Yeah.
I feel
I'm already on record saying
Well, like I said last week, that void at wide receiver just got deeper with
no Worthy. Rice is out for 5 more games, I believe, via the suspension.
And so I obviously have us beating the Raiders. It's going to be a good game, though. It's not going to be one of these.
It's always better than people expect, period.
It's going to be a good game. So watch Tuesday. Tuesday morning, we'll be 2-0. They're gonna forget about the middle parts, whatever, the Raiders will be 1-1, whatever Denver will be. They're gonna see that 2-0. They're gonna see that 0-2 with Kansas City. And the problem will be, like you guys said, everybody's gonna coronate us. We're gonna win the division. We're gonna beat this. Can we beat? Can they beat the Bills? Wait and see if they can beat the Ravens. Look, I don't care about none of that. I'm not gonna care about the bandwagon until later on. Because they're coming. They're already jumping on. But I'm not going to care about it until later on.
I'd hate to do this because we're past the game, but I needed to ask you guys about this. We talked as much as we did about the Chargers defense on Friday, and obviously they need to come up big up front to stop Genty, to get in Geno's face. But wouldn't you say an essential element is that the Chargers were able to get a hand on Patrick Mahomes II? Carry on.
I'm not mentally prepared for how well you set that up because I got lost along the way. There are a couple of studs and bubbles in my mouth.
That's how they get you. They sneak up on you there. That's a dad joke.
Motherfucker. Listen, I'll tell you right now, I don't think Patrick Mahomes wants to see the Chargers anytime soon. I'm sure he's glad that he doesn't have to do so for a while. Here's why. Although I'm very concerned about the pass rush, I mean, incredibly concerned about the Chargers pass rush for the longevity of the season, for moving forward. I do have the utmost confidence in Jesse Minter to do what he can with what he has and really get some shit done. Give me one more draft that suits Minter, though I'm not sure that we're going to get that because it sure feels like once the Chargers do what I expect them to do defensively this year, regardless of who's manning the defensive line, I don't know that Minter is going to be around much longer. Buck D, you've obviously said that the Chargers are going to dominate and destroy the Raiders in this upcoming game with eyes towards the Broncos in the following week. Your utmost confidence is coming from what regarding the Chargers just wiping the Raiders off and still finding a way to not inappropriately keep eyes towards the Broncos?
Well, because I'm gonna leave it on the defense. We're not gonna run that same defense against the Raiders. People forget we had Geno. We know Geno's weaknesses. We're gonna do more blitzing. We want the ball in Geno's hands under pressure. I'm telling you, and like I said, the strength of our defense is the secondary. So we want to put the ball in our secondary's hands, put pressure on Geno. Don't let Genty, if Genty has 25 plus rushes, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
We're in trouble.
You can't get plenty. I hear you, Rob.
Yeah, we're in trouble. So we got to start fast, put it on Geno's back. I love that Geno threw for 300 plus. I want that fool's goal. I want them to.
I know. Feel good about it. Try it again, brother. I know I'm with you in the same regard. No, I swear. As soon as I saw him put up 3 bills, I was like, ooh, come on. I wish I could be a little birdie and a bug on the wall. Yeah, Geno, you could do it again next week. Well, throw it as many times as you need to. Make sure to get, man, I'll tell you right now, still will get one. Dante Jackson.
Yeah.
Hey. So Dante Jackson, by the way, and we touched on it just a little bit, small frame, not a big dude, aggressive in the tackling game, especially against the run. let me tell you right now, that dude he's about 2 games away from being this close on a pick 4 or 5 times a game. He really is starting to feed in to the Minter defense. You can see it in the way he breaks on the ball.
Yes.
It's really exciting to kind of see that kind of play out the way that I hope that it's kind of moving towards, because I was a little upset with his acquisition, considering Minter, he kind of fashions a bigger, taller, not necessarily as rangy corner, but Jackson has done a great job surprising me. Tarheeb's still been solid. That secondary, they're going to have a lot to say to Gino. For me, the question becomes Khalil Mack, Tuli Pelotu.
It's coming.
Kyle Kennard, Caleb Murphy,
It's
Bud
coming.
Dupree, man, it better be Buck D, because I'm telling you right now, the pass rush is what confuses me and concerns me the most.
Well,
Go ahead.
Well, I'll say this. The reason it doesn't concern me is we'll see real soon with this game and then with Denver. Like, the pass rush with Mahomes, that actually can kill you. Coming up the field, he's getting out. He's doing what he does. We saw that. We have to spy. We got to spy with him. Like, we don't need a spy with Gino. We might need one from Bo Nix, but I'd rather take my chances with putting pressure on Nix and putting pressure on Gino and seeing what they can do under that pressure. We couldn't do that. We could not do that with Mahomes, because it's just no. So we'll see what that QB pressure is going to be like real soon.
And again, we're not trying to put eyes too far forward to the Broncos, but what I love that you brought up there is we've got Mahomes, moves completely different. I don't care what anybody has to say. He's one of the best quarterbacks in and out of the pocket that the league has seen in a long time.
56
Geno
yards
Smith,
of production would agree with you there, Booga.
Thank you, sir. Geno Smith, as much as of a statue as a lot of people would like to pretend that he is, he does have enough to his base and maneuvering around to where he can still make throws off platform and still get it done. Nothing wonky. He's not one of those guys like Stafford or anything like that. But bringing up Bo Nix, I'm not trying to keep my eyes too far forward, but sure, I'm a little bit concerned about him, because he presents a different bit of a problem for that Chargers defensive line. They're not real big. They're not speed guys. There's not a lot of run and chase guys along that Chargers defensive line. You got big guys, Deshaun Hand. Khalil Mack is not a small man. Tuli Pelotu, not a small guy, especially if they had him playing it the way he should, which is back to that 290.
I like how you shined on me with Tuli's name, bro. It don't get past Tuli with me, bro. You shined on me with his whole name.
Man, I'll tell you right now. So I've taken this upon myself, because Kyle will tell you right now, we had a pre-show where we were talking about a Chargers preseason game, and he put out how to pronounce DJ Uiagalelei. And I said, there's no fucking way that's how that's pronounced. He's like, bro, I'm serious. It's how it is. And man, let me just put this out here. Wear my heart on my spelling bee champ, both in California and Michigan at 3 different times throughout my school career, if you will. And I thought there was no fucking way that was right. But Tuli Pelotu, I had to get, because man, I got too many Samoan friends.
Yeah.
And them boys are too big. I can't deal with them cats, man. I'm too little to fuck with them boys.
Even the comments are dapping you up, getting the Uiagalelei in there, man. That's what's up.
Yeah,
and it's all because of you.
He shined on me twice. You see that? He upped it. He upped it.
Man, you're so smooth with everything you have to say. I just have to step up my game just a little bit. Guys, listen. It's 9 o'clock my time. Everybody's about to chill out and go do whatever it is that they're going to do. We're going to keep figuring this thing out. Thank you so much for tuning in to Bolt Blitz Uncut. I'm Booga Peters on behalf of my man, co-host Robert Gipson, and of course, producer extraordinaire, co-host, and the man of many things, Kyle Nash. You've been listening to Bolt Blitz Uncut. Appreciate y'all. Who's got it better than us, fellas?
Nobody.